This video will analyze Frida Kahlo's self-portrait with monkey and parrot. After viewing Malba's primary collection, I encountered the 3-meter-tall photo of Frida and Diego and was guided to walk around it. I read the text explaining the intricacies of their relationship, scanned over their chronological photo gallery, Diego's Frida-inspired painting, and a lithograph of Frida's miscarriage. Finally, I placed my eyes on the self-portrait. I quickly noted the painting's formal features, its sizable dimensions, oil on canvas, controlled brushwork, thick ornamental frame, natural elements, sediments, sienna, and green tones, and Frida placed in the middle. Absorbing the self-portrait, my mind instinctively sought connections to the biographical influences I was exposed to in the room. Is the monkey Diego, or the child she could never have? Is the gaze so ferocious because she's mad at him for cheating? I couldn't remain disinterested. Ideas had already been planted, and not by me. Duncan claims museums wield power over our interpretations of communities and truths, influencing us through what we see and are not shown. An inherent intention of museums is to represent beliefs about the world and our place in it. Diego and Frida have been known as the elephant and the dove, the iconic couple of Latin America. The room and its content resemble a shrine, a place to spread the love they felt for each other and Mexico among viewers. Duncan notes that careful curation evokes exalted happiness, particularly for those familiar with the cultural context. Apart from idealizing their flawed relationship, the exhibition also represents indigenous pride. In Self-Portrait with Monkey and Parrot, we see Kahlo wearing braids tightened with string, a traditional practice among women of Tehuantepec. The green color and pattern of the braid blend in with the floral background. Through her braids, Kahlo connects with her roots in nature and people. On an adjacent wall hangs Diego's painting, inspired by Frida's culture, featuring Tehuantepec dancers with braids like hers. Their paintings, strong representation of Mexican cultural identity, make them known as Mexicanidad, Mexican people who carry and represent their heritage with pride. By placing the two intertwined paintings together, Malba curates a narrative of Latin American indigenous power and continuity. A result of that is a rejection of Kantian aesthetics. Let me explain. Kant claims that beauty lies within the form of a painting, and it can be felt through disinterestedness, a complete separation from utility, objects, and knowledge. The feeling of beauty, since disinterested, makes one's subjective experience objective and universal. Kant's theory is complex, so I will limit my application to museum spaces. According to Duncan, museums began to conform to Kant's aesthetic theory in the 20th century by providing little context and much space for individual works, fostering disinterestedness and allowing beauty to be experienced in a liminal space, free from everyday needs. Malba, by creating a solid, curated nationalist narrative, is pushing against Kant's theory of aesthetics. It refuses to isolate the work from the artist, heavily relying on context for interpretation. It messes up the experience Kant wants us so badly to feel by inviting content. However, Malba's intentions seem overly patriotic to me, overlooking important aspects of Frida's identity that are separate from Diego's. But I see the challenge against Kant as justified. Let me explain by claiming Navajo aesthetics as a superior framework for Frida's self-portraiture. Witherspoon explains how for Navajo people, beauty is flowing and never static, felt through experience. Art is not even a word, since it is in every process, as within many rituals of communal songs, carpet weaving, and sand painting. One cannot contain beauty. It comes in the moment of creation and has to leave eventually, waiting to be felt again. Frida Kahlo's self-portraiture embodies this fluidity, serving as a means of self-healing. Through her art, she confronts her pain and transforms it into visual expression, allowing her to process experiences and gain strength from them. During her childhood, polio and a bus accident that penetrated the abdomen and shattered the spine left Frida to experience chronic pain and go through 32 surgeries, some of which eased it while others made it worse. However, just before painting the self-portrait of interests in 1942, Frida was experiencing an influx of recognition, international success, and stable health. Self-Portrait with a Monkey and Parrot is the most blushed complexion ever drawn by her, representing her well-being and happiness. However, even then, during her career and health peak, pain penetrates the canvas. Frida's braid blends with the dried bromeliads, lacking their vibrant pink hue, in the background creating an impression of lifelessness and infertility. A 2022 quantitative color analysis of the self-portraits of Frida Kahlo revealed a significant correlation between physical pain and emotional rage with low wavelength colors like red and yellow, the yellow matching that of the bromeliads, whether it was consciously done or not. An ailing flora is ever present in other self-portraits we see on this slide, like a dull throb regardless of time or state. The repeating element of dying flora in Frida Kahlo's self-portraits along her iconic unibrow, direct gaze, and unsmiling lips function like rules similar to Navajo sand painting rituals. For the Navajo, repetition is crucial. It allows them to engage with the same myths and patterns to facilitate healing. Their rituals involve recalling the journey of heroes, facing hardships, identifying the disruption in their lives, and witnessing how they find resolution. The hero's eventual well-being empowers the sand painter, who, traditionally a male, utilizes this power to bring about a desired state of health. For Kahlo, this first noticeable difference is that she is a woman, and she does not rely on others' experiences and stories. She draws solely from her own. She states, "I don't paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality. The only thing I know is that I paint because I need to." This quote highlights her commitment to her identity and the healing power art gives her. Through every self-portrait, she reveals new insights about her inner state, continually seeking solutions that resonate with her experiences. Her self-portraiture becomes an exploration of the self, never achieved in the product, but always through the process of expression and creation. Just like in Navajo aesthetics, beauty, she feels, cannot be confined to an object. She has painted 55 self-portraits in her lifetime, relying on ritual to reveal a more defined identity and give her strength through introspection. Applying Kant to Frida would be like applying the Pythagorean theorem to a square. It would fail to recognize the space in which her beauty exists, not in the museum's bare white walls, but in her moving brush, an extension of herself. The product, not destroyed like in Navajo sand paintings, but preserved, allows her and us to meander through the boundaries between life and art, using life to furnish art and art to heal life. To isolate her self-portraits would contradict their very essence. We must also acknowledge that Frida's life was far more than healing through self-portraiture. It empowered her to pursue political ambitions despite her circumstances. So in conclusion, while her pain can be traced across her art as a form of ritual and self-healing, revealing much about its symbolism, through her full and active life, all she tried to prove was that it was not a limitation to her ambition. Her strong desire to live continues to resonate today through Mexican, Latin American, and international communities, feeling its raw power, life, and of course beauty.